Well, hey there, Chubs fans. We are back after a beautiful 2 week hiatus. Well, beautiful is a relative term, but here we are. It is currently 54 degrees and raining outside the Chubs Gone Wild studios as we record Chubs Gone Wild 375, recorded on January 4th, 2021. Oh my goodness. It becomes 21 and suddenly we don't have any of the problems that we had in 2020 anymore. They're all gone.
Mine are.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine aren't. Um, let's see. It is 300 days till Halloween. Wow, really? Hmm. And also, it is 355 days till Christmas and only 16 days, just 16 days, until President Biden. Ah, ah.
Well, I don't know. We've got all this shit going on this week.
Like what?
Oh, like the electoral college count that now Pence is saying that he's questioning now, and he's the one that has to approve it. He's like the overall of the Senate.
Oh yeah, he's the big dick. Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I hope that these Republicans realize what they're doing. Well, I know that they know what they're doing, but I hope the rest of the people realize what they're doing.
See, what I think they're doing is they really want President Biden, but they want to kiss up to Trump because,
No, not Trump. Trump's voters.
well, yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Voters, yes.
Well, you heard what he said. He threatened Cotton, Senator Cotton, for not being part of his group that is questioning the election, and threatened him like, "Oh, you'll pay for this. Yeah, you just wait and see what happens with your next election." And he did that with the guy from Georgia, the Secretary of State,
Who he
and
tried
the
to?
governor.
Is that the one that he tried to
Phone call yesterday.
sort more votes
Phone call
from?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I only need 11,000 votes. Find them for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds illegal. And then
And
in the phone call, he was threatening in his way. Well, that's illegal if you're not counting all the right votes and you're not checking to see. That's illegal.
yeah.
And boy, someone's going to pay for that.
And the
Come
thing
on.
is what he's doing is illegal, but nobody seems to do anything about it.
Right. It's just he's a crook, and this can't get over fast enough. It really can't, because all the places are, it's 45 days, it's 38 days, it's 16 days.
Yeah.
16 days seems like 4 more fucking years, is what it
Yeah.
feels like.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, today, let's celebrate today, though. Let's stay in the moment and celebrate today.
Okay.
All right. And we do that with Dimple Chad. Aw. Also, free flower baskets. Thank God it's Monday. We've got spaghetti, trivia, weigh-in, National Weigh-in Day.
Is that like the Wayans brothers?
That would be more appropriate, but no, this is like, stand on the scale and weigh in.
Oh, maybe that's because everyone starts their diets the first Monday in January.
Whatever.
They usually start at the gym too, but they can't do that.
No.
Well, not around here.
Nope. Also, music chart, pop music chart day, Tom Thumb Day. Also, World Braille Day, hypnotism, and well, that's it. So that's the things that we have to celebrate today. So we have to eat spaghetti and do trivia while we stand on a scale, listen to music, read Braille, and get hypnotized. Yeah, while holding free flower baskets. That's great. Thank God it's Monday. All right, well, let's see where we are. Today's affirmation: I am always safe no matter which doorway I pass through. I don't even know what to say. Certainly doesn't feel it, but thanks. Thanks for playing. All right. Well, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. we want to thank our current patrons: Clint, you find Nick DJ Sausage from Univas, Timothy, Eric, Juan Carlos, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/MattBurlingame and become a patron for as little as $1 a day. And you can find my new vlog post over there, Queer Effects. So yay to that. All right. Well, we got some stuff coming up here, including some birthdays. You know, these are all Capricorns. So, but today is Baloo's birthday. Sweet Baloo. Also, we had Bobby Joe Valentine, Deborah, Sarah, Liz Farnham, who is an author. We have Kevin. We'll just leave it at Kevin. Frederick, Santos, Carlos. Oh, he's so sexy. Also, we've got Angelique, Roy, Mike Blunt, the infamous. Oh, he's not infamous, but he is a journalist who has done a lot in the Sacramento market and for the Sacramento market. He now works over at iHeartRadio. So, we also got Byron, Joanna. You remember Joanna? You used to work with her over at Being Gay Today.
Yes.
Yes. We got that Larry Vader from the Little Fatty Cast. Also, Rob, Lee, Rob. Oh, Kurt, who we used to do theater with. Oh, happy birthday, Kurt. Also, that amazing James, who is our local calendar and event guru here in Sacramento. And we've got that blind guy, Jay, who is a very, very infamous and well-liked Pride 48er. He's also a local boy. So,
Isn't George's this week too?
Who's that?
George? I thought him and Kurt were both had birthdays like the same day.
Well, no,
they're close too.
Yes. Actually, I'm not seeing his here. I thought it was a little later. It's whenever Elvis's death day is or something.
No, Elvis's death day was 2 days before my birthday.
Okay, and then so it's Elvis's birthday?
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know. It had something to do with Elvis. Anyway.
It seems to.
I know. Everything revolves around Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, half of our listeners are like, who? Whatever.
Oh, that's good. I do enjoy that then.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we got some feedback from our feedbag, or in our feedbag, and we got Tom and Matt, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. Thank you for the podcast. I'm looking forward to them in the new year. Best wishes, Brother Sinatus. Thank you very much. And he is one of our patrons, by the way. So awesome. And then we've been getting somebody that's sending SMS messages to our email, and sending a lot of them. And I don't know whether they're spam or whether they're a listener gone awry or exactly what it is. But there was one message that was put in there. So they wanted to tell us, wrap your hot lips around my horny cock and suck until I come.
And we don't know who this is?
No. But thank you for that wonderful feedback. We appreciate that. Hey, you got any chub hugs that you want to send out?
Well, of course I do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine, his mom's in the hospital right now, so I want to send her out a chub hug.
Oh, that's very, very sweet. She will appreciate that a lot. I will relay that message to her, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
So my chub hugs are definitely to my mom, and then anybody who needs it. Lots of people need it right now. All right.
Speaking of needing it, did you get your stimulus check yet?
Yeah. Like my mother's and mine were both there, like just boom,
Yeah.
on the day that they were supposed to be. So it was really really surprising. So it is going to go into my treadmill fund. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway, hey, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, let's see. Been watching some movies this week since it's like there's nothing on television.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I did want to mention, because I didn't get to tell you about it, was that ended up watching Glee Christmas episodes
Oh,
on Christmas Eve. When there's nothing on, and Sean goes, "Let's watch some Glee episodes." They have Christmas, and it's like you look down. If it says a Glee Christmas, then okay, we'll watch this one. But it was really quite fun actually
okay.
doing that. And but moving on from there, we've been also watching a lot of stuff that's been available on, well, like for instance, Wonder Woman 1984,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
which was just long. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I did like her clothes, Wonder Woman's clothes. I thought she
Yes.
had
Yeah.
really cool clothing, and I actually thought Kristen Wiig was the most interesting part of the whole show. The guy who plays the villain is the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what kind of character they said he was supposed to be, but he was so awful.
Yeah.
Well, not awful, awful. He was just he brought definitely brought a DC villain into the show.
Yeah.
It just he was goofy. I just didn't understand why he was there. Kristen Wiig was a much better villain,
Oh yeah.
and and then it was 2.5 hours long on top of that, and then some of just the goofiness with her and Chris Pine and Sean enjoyed it though. Sean really enjoyed it. He had a good time with it.
But yeah. I am. Oops. Hold on just a sec.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I liked a lot of aspects about it, um, but I think the script really needed a big retooling, and
Something.
I wonder if there was lovely. I wonder if there was a bunch of there was, because of COVID and everything, they weren't able to go back and, like, when if you have like a test audience or whatever,
Sure.
if you weren't able, if they didn't able to go through that process and then go back and kind of reshoot or retool parts of it, because it really needed a good cleanup, and I think that the villains were a little weak. I didn't even give a rat's behind for whatever the Mandalorian guy's evil character was. I was just like, this is a phone in bad guy.
Right.
And Kristen Wiig, for the first time, I really liked her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Other movies, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is on Netflix, and it's Viola Davis and Chaz Bone, the guy that died from Black Panther, Chaz McBowen.
oh, I know who you mean, but I don't.
I'm lost on the name right now.
Mhm.
And he was actually really good in it. He's actually the star of the show, where Viola Davis plays Ma Rainey, but she's like it's all about recording the song Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and so they bring these musicians together to play while they record the song for her. But it's all about the musicians sitting around waiting for her to get her ass to the studio. They're sitting and talking. So when she's on screen, she's really good, Viola Davis, but she's more of a supporting role. And the whole thing is it's based on a play,
Mhm.
a musical play, not a musical, but a musical play, and it plays like a play. It was August Wilson's, and it's well written, it's well acted, but it's like watching a play on TV.
Hmm.
I mean, it
Okay.
it still has the it still looks like a movie, but it's staged like a play. So if you can get past that, it's fine. But I think a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. We also saw Soul, which is on Disney Plus, new Pixar with Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey, about a jazz pianist, school teacher who accidentally gets himself killed, sort of, and he wants to come back and fulfill his life. So he has to figure out how to do it. He has to figure out how to do it. So, very funny show. They're always good. It's Pixar, and this is one of the better ones. They've had a few clinkers in the past, especially that troll thing that they had at the beginning of last year.
Yeah,
that was, I don't know what happened, but that wasn't good. But this one is quite good, and it's, what I like is, you cry through a lot of it, and it's quite meaningful, and I thought it was, like I said, well written and acted or voiced. Also, Midnight Sky, which is on Netflix. It's George Clooney's new movie, and this is about basically something apocalyptic has happened to the world, and he's one of the last few people left at an Antarctic station where they can reach people who are in outer space.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so he's trying to contact the people and saying, you don't want to come to Earth. I don't know what you're going to do, but you don't want to come here. So there's been, they said, a lot of radiation. So, and that there was an accident. So I'm sure it's another fuck up by politicians. So, but the show it's long, feels long. There's only a couple characters in the whole show. It's beautiful though. It's it's Antarctic, and they've got some lovely looking cinematography, but it's fine, but I wouldn't, that wouldn't be the first one I'd watch again if I had the choice.
Okay.
Also on of course, we had Wonder Woman on HBO Max. We also have a show called Let Them All Talk, which is Meryl Streep, Diane Weiss, and Candice Bergen. And Meryl Streep plays she's basically a big writer who's trying to get her next book chunked out. She's just won like a Pulitzer Prize. She doesn't fly, so they're going across the ocean, taking the Queen Elizabeth across the ocean. And she was able to bring some friends with her that she hasn't seen, which is Candice Bergen and Diane Weiss. And it's basically them getting to know each other again, but then finding out that maybe we really don't need to know each other again. Sometimes it's that. It all takes place on a boat, so it's interesting. But the dialogue's really good. The acting is really good. It's one you really can't watch with your iPad,
Okay.
kind of thing. So, but it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. And then we saw Anna and the Apocalypse. It's been talked about. I keep seeing all these things the past year talking about, oh, this is fabulous. It's kind of it's a musical that and basically another zombie movie with music. And a lot of the music's really good, but the movie itself I thought was kind of I got a little sleepy during it. I found now that I've gotten older, if I start falling asleep through something, it's not for me. I mean, just if I doze off a little bit, there's a problem, and it's usually not with me. And then we let's see, we did watch a couple things that I haven't seen in years, like Mean Girls, which is so much fun. Mean Girls, Battleship, Moonstruck.
Oh, wow.
Let's see, Godzilla, King of Monsters, Independence Day. We were just, well, let's watch this one. And it's funny because I've been watching all these movies with alien attacks. It seems like there's a lot of them, like Godzilla, King of Monsters, because the Monster Zero came from outer space. You had in We Can Be Heroes, which is right now on Disney Plus. It's your standard Disney kid superhero thing, so it's kind of goofy. It's done by Richard Rodriguez, who did Shark Boy and Dinah Girl. No, that's Shark. You know which one I'm talking about. He did those movies, so it's got that kind of goofy kids type thing, but it actually was quite entertaining. But also, here's more aliens coming. And then I saw another one that was another alien one, but it was like, oh, Battleship. Battleship also is the aliens coming, and it's like Sean goes, what's going on? Is we keep walking in on these alien movies that you kind of don't think are going to be alien movies. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but the We Could Be Heroes, like I said, it's on Disney Plus. It's actually pretty cute. It's like an hour and a half, and it's a decent waste of time. I mean, as dumb as it can be, it was still funny and entertaining. And then we did start a new series. Excuse me. A new series called The Flight Attendant. And this is on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Really good show. It's really fun. I don't care much for the girl in it.
Thank you.
But I don't like the actress to begin with.
Yeah.
But it works quite well in the show.
Okay.
So I think what happened was she was always the oddball in Big Bang. Mm-hmm. She's supposed to be the pretty girl, and I don't think particularly she's that pretty. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't as fun. I mean, you have all those really great comedians on Big Bang, and then here's this girl. Why is she here?
Yep.
I mean, that's always the way I thought when I'm watching the show.
Got a free ride for all those residuals.
One of these things doesn't belong with the other, and she was the one.
Yep.
But I enjoyed her. I'm enjoying her in this. We're only like 2 out of the 8 into it, but thoroughly enjoying it. I feel like I missed something. Also, I saw Starship Troopers, which is another aliens, coming in.
Oh yeah.
They just have not stopped. And we did watch a show called Death to 2020 on Netflix, and this is basically it's done by the people who did Black Mirror. It's kind of like an onion version of 2020 done by the Black Mirror people. So some of it's really, really funny, and some of it's like, okay, that's right. But it's interesting watching it all how they put it all together, and they have some good comedians that make it pretty funny. So other than that, the girls are about ready to go into their flowering period.
Okay.
And we finally finished the Christmas ham. Well, actually, we haven't finished it. I actually ate on it for 11 days, 10, 11 days. It's a lot of ham sandwiches, girl, but they were always good. And now I've got the bone and some of those extra pieces at the base. So I'm going to make some kind of bean soup.
Sounds wonderful.
Not split pea. I'm going to do it like a kidney bean with ham.
Yeah, we didn't get a ham for Christmas.
Yeah, sorry.
We didn't have Christmas dinner. But we got a ham last night, and that was good.
Okay, good.
Canned ham, but I like canned ham too.
Well, at least with those canned hams, you don't get any of those big fatty ribbons through it.
Yeah, that's true.
And remember, a great way to lighten up a ham is by giving it a nice sear in a pan.
I have to remember that.
Yeah. Then you throw cheese, some American cheese slices on it, put it in the bread, grill it.
Nice. Awesome. So is that your week?
Yeah. The tree's down. Everything's down. It's over.
Yeah. I haven't taken the trees down in the front room yet. But all the stuff in my room, all packed away. But well, let's see. So, sorry, I had to take a little sip there. So let's see. Yeah, Christmas was really nice. It was the first Christmas that I had spent with my father around since I was a wee little kid. Um,
Did he
but
sneak into the and put presents into the tree dressed like Santa?
no, we had to say, "Would you do that later and come on so we can do this? Hurry up!" That was more what we did. Um, yeah, so it was the four of us, mom, the sperm donor, and Lawrence, and we had a very, and the two pups, and we had a very nice Christmas. And then, yeah,
So no dinner.
nope. We were supposed to order Chinese, but nobody really. Mom went to bed early, and John went in his room, and nothing happened. So
Yeah, well, that Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas
Oh,
Eve we ordered in McCooney's.
oh yeah. How was that?
Oh, it was really good. The thing I like about McCooney's, even if you're not eating it there, is, well, first of all, it doesn't get cold, which is
Mm-hmm.
nice, especially when you're picking it up and traveling. But it actually holds together, and it feels like an event. That's why, Sean's always like, let's go to McCooney's. It's like, no, we only go to McCooney's on events
Mm,
when it's something, to celebrate something. And then that way, sushi always has that feeling to us. We're
yeah.
celebrating some sort of something. We're celebrating something, and it just makes it better,
Right.
because we don't have anything anymore. We as a people really, we go, oh, we have the turkey on Thanksgiving that nobody really wants.
Mm,
We have our prime rib used to be like the big thing, but now people are making that at home, so it
yeah.
doesn't have the same kind of oomph that it used to. So yeah, and then we had the ham, and Sean really doesn't like ham, so literally he had ham the first night, and then I had ham every day after that.
Nice.
It just wouldn't. It's like I thought it was a small ham, and there's just more ham every day. More slices. Look,
Yeah.
they won't stop. Yesterday, I finally took all the ones that were just resliced.
Mm,
I gotten all those, and then I broke down the thing and threw it in the fridge. But it was like I've never seen a ham that just would not end.
that sounds really lovely. Yeah. Well, we didn't have that. So then things were fine, and then Sunday actually. So oh gosh, I guess it's been. Was it Sunday? Has it been that long? Um, I don't know. My time has blurred lately. But my mom just opened my door in the morning, and she's like, "I need help." And I won't go into any details or anything, but it was a pretty just out of the blue insanity, and she was having problems inside of herself. So the ambulance took her, and it was pretty scary. And of course, the hospitals, we can't have, you can't go visit, or you can't, you just have to kind of wait and see what's going on. And they said, we're definitely going to admit her. She definitely has something going on. And so then they kicked around possible surgery and this and that. And then finally, I finally got, or a couple days in a row, I was able to talk to her, and every day she sounded better and stronger. But then I talked to her doctor, and her doctor said, we're gonna have to do a pretty extensive surgery, and it's something that might end up being permanent, and um, so we're just, but she's determined that, that she's ready to do this, and she wants to plow ahead and get it done so she can get home and get on the mend. And so that the surgery was the day before yesterday, later in the day. Yesterday, I was able to speak to her nurse, and her nurse said that, that she's doing good. And after speaking to her doctor was just Like, she is a very strong person, and we have every hope that she's going to pull through just fine. And moving forward. So obviously, I'm omitting some of the details, but that's probably for a good thing. So she's in the hospital. This is the second day after surgery. There's a chance that I probably will just end up having to talk to the nurse again today, depending on um, how she is. She was lucid yesterday, so she, was like in her right mind and everything. So we'll see, but she's definitely going to be in there at least another 5 or 6 days. Um, and so that's been pretty horribly, awfully scary and just fucking sucks. And I have just been completely mentally scattered and not able to really focus on doing hardly anything. So that's one of the reasons we didn't record last week, too. Anyway, so that's going on. And I want to thank everybody who sent some shout outs of love on Facebook and everything. I really, really appreciate that. And of course, not to be overlooked, dear daddy decided that, well, wait, you have to pay attention to me too. And so he's been falling all over the place and not taking care of himself. And yeah, so he's been
you were the house.
He's
You were
like
the house on the block.
acting out.
You were the house on the block with 2 visits with an ambulance that week.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a visit not too long before that, like a few weeks before that, because of him too. So, yeah, our neighbors are getting used to seeing ambulances.
I know.
And
Well, it's funny because there's always a house on the block, but I've never known the people that were the house on the block.
Yeah, it sucks. And it also sucks that, so, like, he goes in there and he falls in his room, and I don't know about it for about an hour, but he refuses the help from the "I've fallen, I can't get up" people. And then he refuses help from Lawrence. And then I walk in there an hour later, and he's sitting there making weird fish faces and just acting all loopy and everything. And so I'm like giving him orange juice, and I'm trying to get him to get up, and I'm trying to, go through all the steps that we've gone through time and time again when he does this. And he's just out of it. So I finally give up. I call the ambulance, and I just tell them, here's what's going on. And so they get here, and they go in, they get him up, sit him in a chair, and within like not even 2 minutes, he's just perky and, oh, I'm fine, I'm just a sweet little old man, oh, and I'm just all together, and oh, I'm just fine. And then they're like, well, you need to eat something, buddy, and if your blood sugar's out. And he's like, oh, I'll have a piece of chocolate cake. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is the matter with you, you diabetic dipshit? Like, seriously. So of course they start lecturing him about eating sweets, which it's a lecture we've all given him. He doesn't care. But then they turn to me and they start like blaming me for not, you need to help him out, buddy. You need to make him something to eat. You need to make sure he gets 3 meals a day. And I'm looking at this ass.
And not that cake.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm listening to this, one of the, this young asshole who's probably reading straight from the EMT diabetic manual. And I'm looking at him like, you motherfucker, you have no idea. You have no idea what the fuck's going on here. You just think that you're some, you're EMT young stud hero, and you have no clue.
It comes down to the fact that he looks at you and you're fat and your father's fat, and there's cake on the counter. So all you two do is eat cake because you're fat.
And I'm probably diabetic too. And blah, blah,
blah. Easily, yeah. And this is just, I mean, I used to go into the doctor, and every time I went in, it's like, oh, we need you to take a pee test.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm not diabetic.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll take the pee test.
Ugh. Anyway, I was livid, and I was more livid at the asshole than I was my father, who was the one who, I swear, he just did it for attention.
Well, it's funny because every time they show up,
Hmm.
he's fine.
Yeah, he
It,
go.
it,
You know how like people have white coat syndrome. So, and for anyone that doesn't know what that is, excuse me, it's where you have a fear of the doctor, so your blood pressure raises. So they aren't able to get like a really accurate reading on your blood pressure because it's always up every time you have to go and see a doctor. Well, he has this thing where whenever the ambulance or something, whoever nurse or whatever shows up, and he's all wigged out and out of it and everything, suddenly he is lucid and putting on a little show and acting like he's so cute and he's just a little old man. And I'm like, oh, if you guys only knew what monster lies within.
yeah, well, it's because you're not giving him the attention. So now, do you get charged when? Does he get charged when the ambulance comes?
No, although I think at some point they could assess a nuisance fee, but so far no.
No, that's good. Because I was worried that every time he feels a little lonely or unloved, he seems to have one of these falls, or
Yeah,
he makes fish mouth and won't talk, and
uh,
then all of a sudden the ambulance comes and he's fine. It's
he's
just like
absolutely fine. There's
I would.
nothing wrong. I'm just a little old man who, I just need to eat something. Oh, and then of course he milks it after they leave. Oh, could you get me a little bowl of soup in the microwave? I'm like, you motherfucker, you not.
Here's a piece of cake.
Yeah, really. But anyway, oh, and then of course he has to do this whole, oh, just heat it up for 1 minute, otherwise it's too hot and it burns my little Goldilocks lips. Anyway, and I'm really, trust me, I'm not being mean to him. This is an MO that has gone on for years.
Well,
Anyway,
they've been listening for years now. They
yeah,
know.
they should know.
They know that this is the man who left your mother on the side of the road in the dark, in the cold, by
Mm-hmm.
herself.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, I mentioned this to you earlier in the week that our listeners, oddly enough, have been very vocal about how pissed off that made them. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of that has to do with the fact is that if somebody were to leave our mothers on the side of the road and then just go away and leave them there. Oh, you can take care of this. Bye.
Yeah.
That we would be so pissed off. And we got a lot of really good listeners. That's what I've learned from this. We got a lot of good people.
And not only that, make her pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, real quick, I do want to again thank Scott for his voicemail that we played at the end of the show last time, and he had said some really sweet things, including talking about that.
Yes.
So we just want to give him another quick, notice of love. And then, okay, so I'm back to editing Last Romance, and I am still just plugging my way through Survivor. I'm on season 16, fans versus favorites, and wow, this season has a just blindside. Every time somebody gets an idol, they trick them and knock them out, and it just comes out of nowhere. So this has actually been a good season.
If it's the one I'm remembering, it was like it's just it almost looks like it's been written because it's just so.
Mhm.
Oh my God! Again,
Yeah,
it's yeah. You saw more idols go off to tribal, and gone away. It's like, Jesus, what's wrong with these people?
yeah.
I would, if I had an idol, I'd play it even if I didn't think I needed to.
Right, I was thinking that too. And actually, this is the one too where Ozzy put the fake idol that was basically a stick with a little carved face in it, and that other guy found it and thought it was a real idol. Like, and they're like, "It's a stick. Come on."
Ozzy was always one of my favorites because He can swim. When he
Oh yeah.
climbs those palm trees, it's insane. And but yet
He's
he
good.
can't win. He can't win the fucking show.
Right.
Now, how do you think you would do?
Oh, I'd be voted off. At least how I am right now, I'd be voted off in a heartbeat. I'd be the first to go.
Well, it's funny because Sean's always going, oh, I should. Actually, he hasn't done this in probably 5 years,
Yeah.
but he's going. I should. I really. I think I could win this thing. And I go. You know what? Within the first week, they would vote you out. He's like, why? And I go, because you're irritating. You're know-it-all. You're gonna. You're gonna out-talk yourself on the game. You are that guy. And he's like, I'm not that way at all. I'm not that way. And of course that. And I go, the only way you might stay on it is because they'll know you're gay. And he's going, how do they know I'm gay? And I go, well, you have to talk to them, don't you?
You have the accent, sir.
Yeah. And he's like, oh my God, I cannot believe. I think just, yeah. So it was, whenever we watched, for years, whenever we watched that, he was always telling me how good he'd be at that game. And I'm like, well, first of all, I would never apply because I can't do any of those challenges.
Right. Same.
I don't want, honestly, I don't want to do any of those challenges. I can go on Supermarket Sweep and win the game and get $100,000, and it's a 30-minute show, and I'm in and out. There's my check. Bye bye. And you're still on. Well, you've been off the island. You're already back home, and it's only week 1. So really, who's done the right thing here? I think I have. I'm watching because Supermarket Sweep. I sorry to break into your week, but Supermarket Sweep has Leslie Jones as the host, and she's a big RuPaul Drag Race fan on top of everything else.
Right.
So she's always talking about how much she loves the show, and she watches it and films herself watching it and commenting on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm thinking, when she's handing out $100,000 checks to these people who found 5 items in the grocery store, and then here's these queens that are spending 12 weeks, all these different costumes, all this makeup, all the talent that they have to muster up to do this, to maybe win $100,000. It always drives me crazy. Me crazy. She's got it because she's almost always going, it's $100,000 because that's what how Root pronounces it. I don't know. It's been. These prizes need to be correct. I think Survivor's $1 million is great. Big Brother's $500,000 is great. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Supermarket Sweep, $100,000. No.
Yeah, I feel but with Sean, he'd be I would imagine he would be the one to just look right at the power players in the group and be like, "You're stupid." And they'd be like, and he's gone.
Well, he'd be the one going, how come she's not helping build the structure? Oh, great. Well, I hope she enjoys sleeping out in the rain when we're sleeping under this. And he's really not helping that much to begin with. But he would be commenting on and bitching at the girl who's not helping at all. Hey, I hope you're getting a nice suntan because we got stuff to do over here, bitch. And they'd be going, okay, we got to get rid of this guy. I mean, sure, what he's saying is true, but we got to get rid of this guy. And that's just the producers.
The season that before this one, season 15, I hated everybody in the jury. They were the most bitter, just couldn't fucking let it go. I mean, just when they have the chance to ask questions of the people, and instead they use it as a chance to diatribe, just saying the most horrible stuff. And all I could think about the whole time, because it was 3 Black people and an Asian person, I believe, and all I could think of was, you guys sound like the most entitled, privileged, racist, sexist assholes ever, and you are just I almost wanted to turn it off, but I just kind of finally fast forwarded to see who won, and then I couldn't stand those people anymore. And it wasn't even like in a fun game sort of way that you're glad to see them gone. It was just like, ugh, you're evil people.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens now that they've decided that 50% of the contestants have got to be non-straight white people.
That I would
I mean,
love. I love.
any of those aspects, they have to be Asian or Hispanic or black or gay or something, but they just can't be, you know,
Yeah.
out of the 16 people, it's always 14 white straight people, a black lesbian, and an Asian guy, and
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. At least make it look like the American public.
Right.
Come
And
on.
the one where they divided, they had four groups, and one was like Hispanics, one was Asian, one was black, and one was white. And the white people were like the worst of the white people that you
They are. They're terrible.
represent. And I was like, oh, I bet you guys got backlash on this. But I loved that every time they have a lot, they in this subsection of shows that I'm watching right now, seasons, uh, they've had a lot of diversity, and every time they have more than a certain amount of diversity in there, almost all the diversity goes to the like they're all in the end, and all the white guys are just gone. So that's been fun to see. That's been a lot of fun to see. But I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, I want to see more diversity. I want to see how it goes.
I do too. I would just, it's sad when, like, on Big Brother, that there's no black guys ever won on Big Brother. Of course, that's because they're usually out the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they've had a gay person win. I don't think so. It's just, and for the longest time, there wasn't even a woman.
Right.
And it's just, I don't understand why they feel these producers have to cater to the white population, because they're not the only ones watching the show.
Right.
I mean, I know more people of non-straight white people that watch things like Survivor and RuPaul's Drag Race than I know. It's usually not the other way around.
Yeah. And with this one, I love that women. I'm only like 16 seasons in, but women have won it. Two gay guys have won it. An Asian, a very hot, sexy Asian guy.
I know he is just the hottest guy.
Isn't he?
I mean,
Oh
I
my
was
god.
never really, it's like Asian guys, but when he showed up, it was like, oh
Yeah.
girl, and he's on the one of the new ones.
Oh yeah, Yao Man is so hot.
Yeah, I swear it makes me want to take that fan and fan my thirsty face.
Yes, and Yule is who we're talking about.
Yeah,
He is sexy. Anyway, enough of Survivor. Let's go ahead and get into advice. This, of course, comes from Dear Prudie, slate.com. Go check them out, support them. My girlfriend and I have been seeing each other for 4 months. When we started dating, she told me that she usually doesn't go for guys as physically attractive as me, which I found odd. She's very cute, not the hottest girl I've dated. Her intelligence, personality, and character are why I've fallen for her. Things have been great until the last 2 weeks when she started becoming more distant and less affectionate toward me. Last weekend, she went with her single girlfriends to the Caribbean for a brief vacation. I barely heard from her the week after she got back, but we both have demanding jobs. I ordered flowers to be delivered to her office. She then called me and said she no longer wants to be in a relationship and that I'm way more attractive than her previous partners. I asked what I'd done. I asked had I done anything wrong, and she replied I'd been perfect, but she said while on vacation she barely missed me. She said she fears if we continue, I'll find someone better looking, or worse, cheat on her like her last boyfriend. I asked her to reconsider since a weekend of no communication is too short of time to make such a huge decision, and she agreed. I feel like I'm being dumped based on my looks. Welcome to the club, bitch. I mean, I don't want to lose her, but I wonder if it's worth it to get back together if she reconsiders. Do her girlfriends have something to do with this? What should I do? Signed, attractive boyfriend. Um, I say let her go.
Yeah, I do
Those
too.
are she's dealing with some serious issues. It's not your fault.
And they're gonna follow you around forever with her.
Yeah.
She has issues that she can't let go,
Mhm.
and you know that when she gets her girlfriends together, they're always going to find a reason to bash the boyfriend.
Right.
So
And oh well, it's so amazing that he's so out of your league, but he's probably cheating on you
right,
because
like the others did, you know.
yeah, there's not going to be a bunch of support probably from the girlfriends. They're going to be jealous as hell.
Right, she needs to get her shit straightened out. I don't. And this guy stops needs to stop talking like he's so fucking gorgeous too. But
Well, and well, it sounds like she's the one who's saying how fucking gorgeous
I know, but you know, he tends to repeat it a lot as well.
I'm so pretty. But
Yeah,
uh, yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
usually
find
go for plain girls like you, but you know, there's something about you I like,
yeah, your personality, your intelligence, your character.
and you're really
This is
funny.
a lifetime movie right here going
Yeah,
on.
and
And
it's not going to end well.
yeah, but seriously, and it is her fault, and you should let it go and move on because yeah,
Yeah.
she's not going to get over those issues quickly. Anyway, well, let's see what Dear Prudence had to say. Even though you are gorgeous and attractive and perfect, it may simply be that this woman is not just not into you. Wow. Hmm. If that's the case, neither her quiet contemplation nor your elaborate bouquets are going to change her mind. It may be she's trying to tell you that you're too handsome for her is nicer than saying you're too dull. um,
Wow,
wow,
where's that coming from?
chopped right at the knees there. You're suspicious that her jealous gal pals, while guzzling pina coladas and other witches' brews, help convince her to break up with you. If your girlfriend dumps you, you'll have your answer. You'll have to answer to that if over the next few weeks you find yourself accidentally running into her eager friends. Your new love acknowledged that she thinks your appeal to women is going to lead to you cheating on her. If that's a real fear, then she is one of those people who are going to uh, carry around for easy reference blinders labeled "Bad things happened to me last time." That's an unattractive trait. It's true that few men would be uncomfortable finding themselves with the best looking woman in a room on their arm. Wait, what? It's true that few men would be uncomfortable finding themselves with the best looking woman in the room on their arm. Okay, gotcha. But I do think some women would be disconcerted by feeling like a drab peahen compared to a more colorful peacock. Let's say your looks are at the heart of her concern, but she's willing to try again. You can't reassure her by permanently wearing a Halloween mask. She has to take the time to learn to trust. But if the girl of your dreams is so distressed by having a great looking guy be crazy about her, then you may need to be with someone who's more comfortable with what she sees when she looks in the mirror.
Weird.
Turn gay. I'll take you. I'll spank you. Anyway.
Yeah, you're too picky. You'll find something wrong with him.
Oh, that's not true. All I ask for is somebody, you know, perfect. No,
I know.
no, it's not
Oh,
true.
we know.
I am not. You know who that you need
Okay.
to live next to.
Mm,
Mm.
okay. I know a lot of people like you know who are too picky, and
Yes, they are. Or like the other person who who likes a certain type that is just ridiculous. But I am not that person. I
Okay.
just want a good conversation and some laughs. All right, let's get on to our sponsor, our first
And you
sponsor.
want him to be your soulmate. And he needs to
Oh,
look like
girl, I've
this.
so moved past the soulmate bullshit. I mean, I don't even think that if you really were to label soulmates, I think soulmates would be friends rather than who you're.
Oh, absolutely. Soulmates should be, if you're gonna, they're gonna be friends. They're less likely to be, lovers.
Right.
And I don't know why everyone seems to think that this will be the great love of my life.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. It's going to be the person that you're with the rest of your life because they're your friend.
Right.
They
Yeah.
could be your best friend. They could be a great friend, but
Mhm.
they're not very. These people go, I have found my soulmate. No, I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, let's get into our first sponsor here. And currently, LGBTQ people of color in America have a disproportionately high rate of new HIV infections. Golden Rule Services of Sacramento, along with the HIV Community Planning Council, want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. Pre exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, is a medication that has proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. If you think PrEP might be right for you, visit your local sexual health clinic. If you reside in Sacramento County, California, contact Golden Rule Services at sacgrs.org to get started on protecting your sexual health. All right.
Ooh, the stock's up today.
Stocks up. Oh, your stock. Oh, that's cool. I need to ask you about that at some point. But all
Okay.
right. Current topics. Ready for this?
Yes.
Anti-mask protesters terrorize shoppers at Target and say masks are satanic. Federal court block. Oh, what? Okay. Say that masks are satanic.
People are stupid.
People are crazy. I don't mean like literally. Some of these people out there, they're crazy.
I don't know if it's crazy or it's just dumb.
Well, see, that's what I used to think, that it was just being uneducated or something, but I think that there are some people out there now that they're just they're off. And I'm not even talking like, people with the, because I mean, mental disorders, I don't make fun of mental disorders. I don't use the word crazy lightly, but there are some people out there that are just like, there's something wrong with you.
Right. I mean, I agree. There's you know I, I don't understand why somebody wants to go to the grocery store, goes in with no mask just so they can have a confrontation.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
they're, yeah, I mean, I knew somebody who actually went to like a Rite Aid and didn't wear a mask.
Well, I did.
And then they go, "Oh, I wasn't thinking. I couldn't get another mask."
And it's not the first time I did, but I did it twice yesterday because I went into the same Rite Aid twice. But I keep my mask in my pocket and I put it on right before I walk through the door. And I didn't twice. I was like, what is wrong with me? Well, obviously, I know I'm distracted because I've got other stuff.
You are in a Rite Aid with all, and let's face it, I'm sorry, those pharmacy stores just don't have the best people. Okay. And so you're in there with no mask for 10 minutes at a time?
Probably the second one was probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And people walked past me and didn't even look at me weird or say anything or like.
Well, that's because they don't want a confrontation from one of you crazy anti-maskers.
Right. And of course, I physically look like I'm going to be the crazy biker fucker who's going to get in your face and be a mask hole.
But I'm more worried that you're in a fucking Rite Aid with no mask on.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this again. Twice in a row. Anyway, but saying that they're satanic is just like, what? I don't know, people who believe in Satan, number one, already make me go, really? Really? All right, moving on. Federal court blocks Donald Trump's ban on anti discrimination training. So he wanted to say no more discrimination training. It's okay to discriminate. And the court said, no, no, we're not doing that. And then he named the owner of the conversion therapy practice to. So this fucker owns a gay conversion therapy to turn them all straight, and he is now the head of the disabilities advisory post. So, but then Joe Biden countered that apparently by appointing 2 gay men to key roles in his administration. Of course, both roles are like party people. Like the gay people can host the events. Oh,
Well, Pete Buttigieg is in charge of like streets and roads, and
yeah.
getting people out there and fixing bridges, and so that's not really a party person,
right?
You have one of those party buses that goes on a road that's been repaired by, Pete Buttigieg. So.
But all the streets will be like rainbow or yellow brick roads. Or
well, and that's another thing I'm getting a little tired of.
Oh,
is that, well, first of all these people who sit there and make judgment on these guys who are down in Mexico having a New Year's Eve party, without masks and stuff like that, get over it, because you don't seem to have the same problem when it's, Mar-a-Lago had, a big New Year's Eve party, except for Taylor Dayne was there, and that was the problem. It's like, okay, just let these people do what they want, okay? Just stop. And it's, but the gay people are always chastising gay people, and they don't chastise everyone for it. It's like, that drives me crazy. And there's another thing, and I've probably forgotten what it was, but I have issues. Okay, I'm better now. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've lost track. I'm too upset to even go on. Okay, I'm better now.
It's just the people like it. What
Mexico? That's what.
Go ahead.
When okay, like they said, Pete Buttigieg is going to be handling roads, getting roads back into shape, and so they have to show the Priscilla bus. And it's like, and one of them was, well, hopefully he can get those glory holes fixed in the rest stops.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, come on. We're finally getting to a point of where we've got important people holding important gay people holding big jobs, and we belittle them with snarky gay jokes.
Yeah, well.
Oh, God, do not defend them.
No, I'm not going to defend them, but I think that anything. No, I'm not going to defend them, but.
You're not. I know where you live.
The thing is that those 2 jokes at least aren't as horrible as, like, if he had pointed a Latino or Latinx person, that somebody out there is going to be doing, instead of doing the Priscilla bus, they're going to use like a taco truck or something.
Yes,
people are going to go for the most basic. And they're basic bitches. The humor isn't funny.
No,
it's cheap. It's like something that a 5th grader could fucking do, because they don't. Yeah,
because they are 5th graders. That's why they're just
children. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It's just, instead of saying, "Well, this is great," which would have been a great thing for them to say, they had to go on about, oh, look, he could be sitting in the back of the car with, that they drive around with Tu Wong Fu. He can. There's a second seat in the back that he could be in, and he can. I'm sure they're going to Photoshop him in, and that's just going to piss me off.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Chubs, how did you ring in the new year?
Well, let's see. I got dressed up. I put on a clean pair of underwear.
Oh, nice.
and a T-shirt that I probably should have laundered before I put it on.
Mm.
And yeah, and then we just watched Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen embarrass the gay community once again.
Say, did you manage to make it to the ball drop with those two?
Yeah, yeah. But well, there was one funny part where they were talking about how because they're both new fathers. So there's a book that it's not a book, I guess it's a video, and it teaches kids, to clap your hands to get excited. But Andy or Anderson was saying the character is very aggressive. It's clap your hands. And 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 Andy said something about it, and he goes, I know, it's the character's so bossy, and he goes, well, your son's a bossy bottom, and
Uh,
and Anderson just kind of mouthed, wow. You can just see him go, wow, you just called my son a bossy bottom on national television.
wow.
I'll be hearing about that one on Monday. Thanks.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was some funny parts. Sherry O'Terry did Barbara Walters,
Oh.
and, and she's been doing that for years. But oh my God, she was so funny. If it's available on YouTube, which I'm sure it is, that sequence, it's worth watching. The writing was terrific, and because she wasn't there on stage with them, she didn't get interrupted. Her flow was right there. The dialogue was just perfect, and none of the Andy Cohen break-ins to try to be funny when he should just shut up. So it was nice. It was really a good set.
Good.
Worth watching. But and that's all we did. And we got what did we get? I think we got, what did we eat? I'm trying to think. It was, Sean stopped over at Carolina's by your house
Uh,
and got food and brought it home. And that was our big New Year's Eve dinner.
cool. Yeah, I like Anderson Cooper, but I just find no point in Andy Cohen. Uh, as in, I just have never found him funny or worth watching.
And it's too bad because he's really attractive, but
He is attractive, and you know what? I give him credit for getting to where he is in life, and being a power mogul when he just has no personality. So congrats to him. Um, but yeah, no, for us, nothing. I watch Survivor and I play a little WoW, and yeah, we didn't really eat anything special. We didn't. It just was what it was. I was alone when it switched over, and then I went. Yeah, I sent some texts and went and said Happy New Year to Lawrence, and finished up my journaling and went to bed. Nothing spectacular. Anyway, all right. So the next question is, hey Chubs, do
yeah.
you prefer homemade cakes or store bought?
Honestly, it depends on which store.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking grocery store, I'd rather have it homemade.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah.
if yeah, if we're talking something like well, the bakery over by you,
Freeport.
Freeport Bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that cake. And even some of the store cakes are getting better. But I just remember those old cakes, those sheet cakes with the lard frosting, and lard works great for like refried beans, but it doesn't work anything on a cake.
Right. Yeah. Lawrence makes some wonderful cakes. So I usually, especially as spice cake, is so good. It is really, really good. He made a chocolate cake the other day that you may have heard mentioned earlier, and it was really good. Very, very moist inside.
Except it almost killed your father.
Uh, Anyway, let's see. So, yeah, that's that. That's that. There we go. Moving on. Here we go. What's in your lunchbox? Um, First up, we got from Moose P, and Moose writes in and says, "Happy New Year's Eve!
Oh my God.
Last training day of the year.
Yeah.
Decided to send the year off by doing leg work. Oh, nice. Really hungry, so I bought 3 6-ounce fish fillets. Side of slaw and black-eyed peas. Hush puppies were late arriving and didn't get in the picture. Oh. Also, Happy New Year, gentlemen.
That fish looks
Moose.
incredible.
The fish
Actually, the coleslaw
terrible.
looks really good too.
Did you say the fish looks terrible?
Incredible.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the word I was looking
Did
for.
he mention what kind of fish it is?
Hmm?
Did he say what kind of fish?
Nope. Just fish fillets.
Okay, because they look fantastic.
Yeah. Also ordered a club sandwich, but this is what I got. Surprised it was so good. Smoked turkey, smoked beef brisket, thick sliced bacon, lettuce, and tomato on a crusty sub roll. That sounds great. We had
all I see is lettuce and tomato. I thought
salad on my sandwich, please.
Yeah, I mean it's like, yeah, where's this brisket? I want to see some brisket.
Yeah, that sounds
fries
really
look excellent.
good. We have a repeat of Thanksgiving dinner for Christmas. Smoked turkey, gravy, mashed red skin potatoes, asparagus casserole, green bean casserole, cranberry sauce, and glad there are leftovers. That sounds really good. I got some red skin potatoes the other day because I've just been wanting some recently. And I've started to eat more greens too. Because, good for you. Also, baked an apple pie. This is the first time using monk fruit sugar. Tastes good, but I think I need to bake at a slightly lower temperature. A couple of pieces of apple were overcooked. And
I bet those taste excellent. Those burnt pieces, I bet you those are so good.
Well, apple pie. You know, I like apple pie if the slices are smaller than this. Even I like the taste of apple pie, but I don't like big chunks of apple in it. So I know it's weird. All right, and then the next up would be what's in my lunchbox, which would be 2 amazingly wonderful tacos that Lawrence made. By the way, it is. I don't even know if it is hitting the recording, but it is downpouring outside.
I'm hearing it here.
Okay.
I can't see it, but I'm hearing it.
Yeah, it's really loud, which I'm fine with. We need the rain. All right. Hey, Fat Marker wants to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you. They want those of us who've been always told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. And Chubs Gone Wild listeners, you can do that by using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. Speaking of, I ordered something. Did you want to talk about it?
No.
No?
No.
Do you hate it?
I don't drink coffee.
Well, I know that, but you drink other stuff.
I don't drink tea. I don't work in an office.
What
I
about
don't
hot
need
chocolate?
a coffee mug.
I got him this fun little, and the main reason I got it for you though was because we had kind of, talked about Karens throughout the year, and it was a wonderful mug that said something about Karens.
It said, "Shut up, Karen."
Yeah, and I thought that you would enjoy that because, whenever you're sipping your hot chocolate or something and Sean says something, you can just show him your coffee mug. Anyway, all right. Well, anyway, I thought it was cute. Going over here. Oh my goodness. Guess what we've got now? send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com.
Wait, did you get anything?
What? Did I get anything? Oh, yes. I thought you were meant from Fat Marker. No, I got an amazing Christmas present from Tom, and it was very shocking when I opened it. And I think I became instantly like the one everybody was envying. It was a very, very large box of, what is it?
Case of Reese's Trees.
Yes, Reese's
36.
Trees.
36 count, girl.
That's right. And I shared maybe 6 of them. The rest of them, well, I'll be working off in the this month. But it was worth it. It was worth every one of them, and they were fresh. They were like really good fresh ones. Oh, they just melted in my mouth. It was so good. So that was a really good, surprising present, and thank you. But did you at least get something out of the other present that I got you? Bottle of vodka?
Oh yeah, it's there. It's for emergencies.
Apparently this year I have failed to impress Tom, but we'll just have to work harder next year. Okay. Anyway, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swanandjudd.com for the written word of the podcast. Find them in iHeart or in iTunes, iHeartRadio, or in print at the Anchorage Press. And find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast, biggaysexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Woohoo! And with that, we love you, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.